he went to because he knew Liam was going to be at it. And he said to him, he said, Liam, will you sign my poster? Will you sign my poster? And he's like, yeah, of course. And he took out the poster, and Liam Neeson went, oh, it's always Star Wars.
Yeah. Yes, bless him. It's the irony is that I've worked with Liam twice on Kingdom of Heaven, and obviously he was in Clash of the Titans as well. And then we're connected by the Star Wars thing as well. It's like 6 degrees of Star Wars separation sort of thing.
Am I right in saying as well, because you were in Jumper?
Yes.
With Hayden Christensen.
Yes, exactly. You just can't get away from them.
Yes. And also Mace Windu himself, Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's almost like you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It's a cult, basically. We're all in the same club, We just all call each other up and go, oh, I've got this script. Do you want to do it? And we're like, yeah, okay, I'm not doing anything on Saturday. Let's, get together and film it.
Well, funny, we were, during the summer, we went to Star Wars Celebration over in Germany, and we were talking to a couple of the organisers, and I says, hi, how you doing? I'm Mark, and we're the guys from Following the Nerd. And they were like, oh yes, we're quite aware of you. Which was, just speaking, it was a little Freemasonish. It was kind of, oh.
Yes, we are aware of your work.
Did you do the handshake? Did you,
Yes, you had to turn the top of your ring around, yes.
How was Celebration? Because I didn't get to go, and I really, I would have loved to have gone. It just looked amazing. I mean, it just looks incredible. Because it was our first celebration, and because we always said if we came back to Europe, we would definitely go, because we're over in Ireland, and sort of getting over to the States can be a bit difficult. But Germany wasn't too far away, and it was an amazing experience. Yeah.
Star Wars is one of those things, and I'm sure, again, we don't have to tell you this, it seems to be the great unifying force where, it doesn't matter what race you are, what age you are, what your sex, your religion, nothing matters, because when you're there, everybody's just there for one thing, and that's the love of Star Wars.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's like an equal playing field. It's just amazing, and that's what I love about it. I went to Celebration, was it Celebration 4, maybe, or 5 in 2000?
I think it was 4.
Yeah, 4.
4
the next one's
in
5.
LA.
Yeah.
And that was obviously before I we'd filmed the game, but it hadn't come out yet.
Right.
There was a lot of publicity about it, and I kind of didn't really know what to expect, and I'd never been to like a convention or anything like that before. And it just blew my mind. But it is like that. You just see everybody, and everyone's so friendly to each other because you all have this love of the same thing. I just think that's great. Yeah. I think, they should be our UN ambassadors for the world, basically, because everybody would just get on fine with each other.
That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I think that's... we had David Collins on the show a few weeks ago. I'm sure you remember David. David was worked with you, unfortunately, because he was the host of Celebration. And what a nice guy. He was so down to earth. He was such a great guy.
So nice. He's so nice. I mean, everybody who worked on the game was just absolutely brilliant, and it was just such a pleasure to be involved with them, and then go back and get to do a second game as well was just amazing. But David is really... He's just so lovely because he was working at LucasArts and then got involved being the voice of Proxy in the game as well. And we just had so much fun. Him, Sam and I, Sam Witwer, who plays the lead, obviously, we just had a blast, really. It was amazing. It was such an amazing experience. I kind of wish they'd do a third one. Just so we can all get back together.
I was going to save that for the end. Do you think there will be a third one? Because we know there's a big change going on with LucasArts and Disney and everything else. But I mean, the story was very left open. I take it, because David was very enthusiastic. Yeah, we're going to push this. We're going to get in contact with LucasArts and go, you know what, we want this story finished.
I know. I mean, I'll sign that petition as well. Definitely. I think, the second was really open-ended, and I think it would be a shame to leave it there. But obviously, like you said, with the whole mouse invasion, so to speak. I've
never heard it put like that before. That's good.
Yeah.
It's difficult to know what they're going to do, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
Now, talk to us a wee bit about the actual game itself, because, of course, the two main characters were yourself and Sam, who played Galen Merrick, or Starkiller. And as soon as you play the game, you see the posters, you get the box, you play the game, it's you. It looks like you. It looks like Sam. Tell us a wee bit about the process. How did you go about making the game, about filming the game? Was there motion capture involved? Were you conscious that you were acting this character, not just voicing her? Tell us a wee bit about that.
There was facial motion capture. So they stick all these lovely little reflective dots all over your face. It's very attractive. There is a picture knocking around on the internet somewhere of me with them on. I look like I've been attacked by some kind of weird monster thing. And then they film you whilst you're acting. And the best thing about it was they get you in the same studio with the other actors that you're acting with. So it's not just a voiceover. It's not just you in a little booth doing your lines. You're actually reading with the other characters, which is great. So it's like a, any acting role really, other than the fact that you're not on set somewhere. And then they map your face, and so they take the characteristics that you're doing at the time when you're reading the dialogue, and they use that with the character. So the weirdest thing was when I'm playing the game and I'm watching the scenes, and I suddenly go, oh look, Juno does the little eyebrow thing that I do all the time when I say something like that, and it's really strange because they've picked up your little quirks and your little mannerisms and put them in her character, which is just amazing, bizarre but amazing.
Have you got a Juno action figure?
I do. I do, and I also have the Lego set of the Rogue Shadow, which is the ship that I fly, that has a little mini Juno Lego figure.
I didn't know there was a Lego set of
Me
that.
neither. I feel
ashamed.
ashamed.
Was a Lego set?
Sorry?
I feel ashamed because I'm the toy critic on the show for not knowing that there was a Lego set produced.
It's amazing. You can build the Rogue Shadow, and it comes with a little Juno. You can take my hat off and put my hair on, or the other way around. Vice versa. I accessorize, basically. It's amazing. So I have that.
And speaking of that, just what is it like to actually have a little small plastic version of yourself? It must just be so surreal.
It's bizarre. I mean, the action figure, it just kind of looks like a little plastic blonde, Imperial pilot, basically. It does. I wouldn't say it looks specifically like me that much, being that small. But it is kind of weird when you're like, that's my character, that's me, Because it is me, it's my face, it's everything, my voice, my face. Because it is me, it's my face, it's everything, my voice, my face, and it is a bit bizarre when you see it for the first time. It's kind of getting your head around the whole concept. It's just slightly strange that this is a computer-generated version of what I actually look like.
And the big question, of course, do you play or have you played the games?
I have played the games, yes. I have a PlayStation 3, so I got the games when they came out, and I have played them. I wouldn't say I'm amazing. I do like to indulge occasionally in the odd computer game, but when I find the time.
Okay. Now, of course, Star Wars is we wanted to get you on and talk about Star Wars, but you have done a lot of other things as well. Just looking through your history of work, you have the IT crowd, as you said. You've worked with Liam Neeson on Clash of the Titans, Kingdom of Heaven. Tell us a wee bit about how that came about, how you became an actress, and how you've got some of the big roles that you've been involved in.
Well, so Kingdom of Heaven was my first ever sort of acting role. I was working as a model for quite a few years in New York and London, and that was my job, that was my career. But acting was always something I sort of wanted to get into, and I landed the part in Kingdom of Heaven through my modelling agency. Still to this day, I don't really know how. I'm convinced they made some kind of clerical error, or my name ended up on the cast list somehow, but I went with it and somehow ended up in the movie.
There might be a woman in Holland that was supposed to have got that job.
Yeah, exactly. There's some Dutch lady going, this is not fair. But and it was a great experience, and I really didn't know what to expect, and it was a little bit overwhelming meeting Ridley Scott and working with Liam Neeson and Orlando Bloom, and I just was slightly overwhelmed by it all. But it was a very, very small part, and I didn't actually have any speaking lines, and I was only in 2 scenes, one of which I'm dead. And so
Spoiler alert.
We filmed it, and I thought it was really great and everything, and then went to the premiere a couple of months later, and obviously the film opens with me dead. Mm-hmm. So they'd cut the scene where I'm actually alive, and I'm sort of sitting there going, oh, my big break, and I'm just the dead body at the beginning of the movie. It happens, unfortunately. I literally did end up on the cutting room floor. But and then I got an agent because of that, somehow. I obviously play a very convincing dead body. And so then I just auditioned, for other stuff, and it kind of went from there. I do think there is a slight, you've been in this, so, you'd be good for that kind of thing, mm-hmm.
within
the industry, which is great, because obviously, doing things like Jumper, which is obviously sci-fi, and then Clash of the Titans, each one helps,
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. It's a good job.
Right now, with... Sorry, my computer just went a bit stranger. For anyone that's listening to the show right now that are thinking, God, we'd love to check out some of the work that you're involved in, where can they find you? If they were online, where would be the best place to go to find you?
Well, I'm being a techno blonde. I've only just gone on Facebook and Twitter for the first time ever, about 2 weeks ago. So you can find me on Facebook under Nathalie Cox, with a nice little black and white headshot of me from my acting headshot. And I'm on Twitter as well, which is the same thing, at Nathalie Cox. And I post lots of really probably not very interesting things, but slightly amusing stuff that I'm up to. Obviously, I'm on the Internet Movie Database and stuff like that. But I have got, without giving too much away, I have got another computer game that I have been working on. Okay. That's coming out this year that is going to be rather big. This is rather cruel of me to mention it, I suppose, because I can't really give too much away. But I'm really excited about it. And it's sort of it's not Star Wars, I'm afraid, guys. Sorry.
I could almost feel the internet going, Force Unleashed 3 is coming out.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Because I'll be literally lynched if it doesn't come out now. But no, I've got another big game coming out this autumn, which is going to be big. So there's going to be lots of stuff on the internet about that, I'm sure, and I'll probably end up doing interviews and stuff. So, I'm around. You can find me if you really need to.
It's FIFA 14, isn't it? Yeah.
It's what, sorry?
It's FIFA 14.
Yes, the football game.
It is, yes. I'm a player mean goalkeeper.
You see, you can't get anything past me.
No.
Which is ironic as well, because I too play a mean goalkeeper. But anyway.
Do you think that video games, this is something we noticed, because I don't know if you heard the introduction to the show, we have a lot of voice actors, we've spoken to, as we said, David a few weeks ago, James Arnold Taylor, we speak to a lot of the guys from the Clone Wars and stuff. But do you think video games, they've come on so far now that, I don't mean to belittle it, but it is a real acting role now. It's like being in a
Absolutely.
TV show, or it's big now.
Absolutely, it's huge, and I think the way they approach it is exactly like an acting job. And this was even 5 years ago when we did the first Force Unleashed game. It was exactly the same like then. That there was a script. The script was, you read it as if it was a film, and you all sat around at the table at the beginning and you do the read-throughs and you do character development and stuff like that. It's not just standing, going over a few lines and then some guy syncing it up to a character online. It is a proper acting job, and I think actors view it like that now, and it's a great thing to do. It's really fun. It's different, and it's now that they're using sort of full body motion capture and stuff like that as well. So it's great. It's really fun jobs, and there's a lot of creativity that you can kind of grab hold of and just run with it, which you couldn't necessarily do if it was a TV job or something like that.
No, absolutely.
There's a lot more scope.
Yeah. Okay, just before we let you go, the one other thing that I just want to say to you as well is that were you a Star Wars fan before you did Force Unleashed? Were you aware of how the strong female roles in it, and was that something you were aware of?
It was. I wasn't a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I'd seen the movies, and something that everybody's seen at some point, kind of thing. And I thought that they were great. But it was really when I got offered the part, and then I started to do a bit of research into the female characters, that I suddenly realised, you know what, they're actually really amazing, strong female characters in the films, and I think that shows in the game as well. It shows throughout the whole Star Wars universe, that I just think they're just fantastic characters, and so it's kind of addictive, that you start to get a little bit interested in something, and then it just grabs hold of you. And so I'm fully in there now. Star Wars, definitely 100% fan right here.
It must feel great as well, in a way that even though you're not in Star Wars, you're not in the 6 movies, you're still received by the fans and received by everyone, just as much as though you were in the 6 movies themselves. Absolutely.
And I think that's a sign that how much computer games have come on, and how great the story was actually of the game. Because if the story hadn't been good, then the fans wouldn't have gone, yeah, this is brilliant, this is part of the Star Wars universe, we're going to accept this. I think the story was written so well, and just, you know, it just grabs you